Hi guys, my name is Eric Ploney. Today I'm doing a quick video for my Sights, Optics, and Accuracy class at Sonoran Desert Institute. I'm going to be covering scope lapping. For those of you guys who don't know what scope lapping is, it's taking the rings that you're mounting your scope in and smoothing out and aligning the inside of those rings. Due to the different machining processes or the rail you're mounting those rings to, those rings can be out of alignment and they can have tool marks and high and low points inside of those rings. Those high and low marks or high and low points inside the rings can cause damage to your scope. Um, Being out of alignment can put weird torque on your scope. With those higher end scopes, if you're putting it on a precision rifle, those weird torques, those different high and low points can cause the scope to settle into those rings awkwardly and result in loss of zero or damage to the scope. So let me get into scope lapping for you guys and show you how it's done. Alright, for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to be using a wood block. I didn't have a rifle. I wanted to mount these scope rings and the scope too. So when you're installing your scope rings, be sure to put forward pressure on your rings, sitting up against the front of that slot. This will help during recoil, because when the rifle fires, the scope's going to want to stay put while the rifle goes back. So the rings are going to want to try to walk forward. So if you start them out flush against those slots, it'll help you out in the long run and help your zero. First thing you're going to do once you've got your rings mounted is you want to ensure that they're lined up. I'm using the Wheeler Engineering ring lapping kit here. And these alignment pins came with that. My rings are actually lining up pretty good. Maybe just a little bit off, but not by too much. But for the purpose of this video, we're still going to do the lapping just to show you guys how it's done. The Wheeler kit also comes with this 220 grit lapping compound. I'm just going to take that and you're going to coat the inside of the rings a generous amount. Do that real quick for you guys. I also went ahead and applied it to the lapping bar itself. This is a bar that is machined to roughly the same dimensions as your scope, actually the exact same dimensions as your scope. Should fit into your rings here. Keep in mind, guys, this stuff is basically just like sandpaper paste. So while you should be using a generous amount, you should also be careful that it's not getting into the components of your firearm, or if it does, you definitely need to clean that out. Alright, once your paste has been applied, you're going to install the handle here. You're making sure that these rings are tight, but not so tight that you can't move the bar here. There we go. Just working that bar back and forth. And the goal you're trying to achieve, you're trying to get about 90% of that finish on the inside of those rings removed. And I'll let you know that you got a nice smooth finish inside there. As you're going along, you want to tighten these down just a little bit, making sure you're maintaining good even pressure on that bar. Once you feel like you've removed enough material, take it apart and check it. You want to make sure that you're keeping these rings matched up. So your front rings will match to your front ring half needs to match up to the front ring. Same thing with the back. And then again, make sure you clean this stuff up really well. You don't want this in the components of your firearm. Alright guys, so I've cleaned it up pretty good. Just want to show you what I was talking about, those high and low points. If you look at this piece right here, let me see if it shows up on camera. Alright, the metallic kind of reflective area, that's what was sanded or grinded away. The part where the finish is, you notice it's kind of off center, but that was kind of a low point. We filed away the high points. Those different spots in the scope rings is going to put different pressure on different parts of your scope, possibly damaging it. It's definitely not gripping it as much as it should be. Let me get the alignment pins back in here and show you what the end result looks like. Alright, so I got the alignment pins in there, and I thought it was pretty good before, but man, that is on point. Alright. So that's the basic gist of how to lap your scope rings. At this point, you'd mount your scope in there, torque it down properly according to whatever the specs that the mount suggests, and whatever the manufacturer suggests. Thank you guys for your time. Let me know if you have any questions.